This episode is sponsored by our good friends at Peep Show Toys.
Peep Show Toys is your go-to destination for non-toxic, body-safe toys for every pleasure, kink, and fantasy.
Whether you're exploring solo or with a partner, Peep Show Toys has something for everyone, from luxurious vibrators to tantalizing bondage gear, all prioritizing your health and safety.
Visit peepshowtoys.com and use our promo code CWDATB for 10% off your order.
What's that code again?
CWDATB for 10% off your order.
Thanks, Peep Show Toys.
All right, let's marry, kill some songs.
Okay, let's do it.
Tried to kind of group some songs together that made sense together. So the big three: Jailhouse Rock, Hound Dog, and Heartbreak Hotel.
I would. So we got Jailhouse Rock,
Yeah,
Heartbreak
Hound Dog,
Hotel,
and
and
Hound
Dog. Okay.
Horn Dog,
Heartbreak Hound Dog. Heartbreak, and I would Hound Dog. Which does not sound good. Please don't clip that out. That way. I would. This is gonna surprise you. I would kill Jailhouse and I'd marry Heartbreak Hotel because it makes me think of the movie. I'm also incorporating the movie in that. I know we're just talking songs, but I really don't like his character in Jailhouse Rock. I watched that movie a lot and I like the movie, but his character in that, he's such a dick in that.
He is.
So those are my answers.
Welcome, fellow lushes. Come on in, pull up a bar stool, and enjoy some cocktails with Dimples and the Beard.
I was
There once
we
with
have some wine, Elvis wine too. So
Oh my Lord! Why didn't we? Why? What the fuck?
I didn't think of it until now.
All right. Well,
We'll hide that water. Unless you want it.
I'm not embarrassed. Give me that water,
We're not
bitch.
advertising for them.
I understand. I'll put it over here. You cock bite.
You needed to drink. What you sip the water?
Yeah, I'm a pussy. I get it. Ha 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 ha.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
All right. So to continue, because I want to just people who are watching this episode will have obviously watched last episode, and one of the last things we talked about in the last episode was the movie Poor Things.
Yeah.
Visually stunning, the best movie I have seen in I don't know how many years.
Whoa.
Thank you, fucking Hollywood, for finally coming up with an original, creative idea. Not a movie about some guy who flies with a fucking cape. Fuck. It was so good. So good.
You were high.
I was kind of high. I lied a little bit last night. I wasn't that high. I was kind of high.
Okay.
I want to watch it higher. I want to watch it on shrooms.
On high.
Because that movie was brilliant. And I haven't said that in a long time about
This is true. I mean, it's no John Wick, but that's okay.
exactly my point. It is not John Wick. Thank you for
It's not even close to John Wick, but
thank you for making my point for me. Now, if they make Poor Things 4 and she's still stumbling around the world taking her tits out of it, I mean, it's still gonna watch it. But I don't know.
What the heck? She really
Has Emma ever had her tits out in a movie?
She did do one other movie that she was naked in, but she really went fully embraced it this time.
Well, you know why?
Why?
2 reasons.
Wow. Okay.
Number 1, Mark Ruffalo is goddamn handsome.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna give you my critique after this.
Mark Ruffalo is goddamn handsome. He's from Wisconsin. They make Wisconsin boys handsome. Number 2, it's a damn fucking good movie, and it was worth getting naked for, and it made sense to the story, and it wasn't just gratuitous. Oh, it's a little gratuitous. Probably could have showed it once, but
They had a lot,
they did have a lot of sex. Good for him.
and
He was learning. She was.
Mark. I enjoyed the movie a lot as well, and I saw it in the theater.
Did you?
Yeah, and
Okay.
it was really neat in the theater as well.
That's a drink. Y'all heard it. It was neat.
Mark Ruffalo got on my nerves after a while, and then
You get on my nerves.
because
Mark,
he
he
was
was
supposed to.
he was supposed to get on your fucking nerves. Yeah.
He was, so he did a good job there. But
One of my favorite characters ever in a movie, played by Joaquin Phoenix in Gladiator as the Emperor. I hated that motherfucker so much at the end of that movie. I couldn't watch another movie with him in it for years. And that's the sign of good acting.
He's a
Like,
terrific actor.
Well, yeah, and he only proved it more and more as time went on, right? I mean,
And,
you look back.
William Dafoe
was brilliant.
was
Another Wisconsin
amazing
boy
in there. Yeah, I thought I enjoyed watching him a lot.
Yeah,
And,
he's always good.
He's
always good. He's always unique.
He's always not.
And he's in a lot of.
I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah.
And he's in a lot. His best role, of course, is in Boondock Saints. But
the way he, yes, he was awesome in that.
But he was very good in Poor Things.
He was, and yes, and he did a great job. I wish he was up for the award, but he wasn't.
Should have been.
He should have been.
Because that movie won. Like, I don't pay attention to this shit, but
no, I know she won, but then it had probably.
Did it win Best Picture?
It did not.
Oh, okay.
But it probably won things like, set design and maybe costumes and stuff. It should have, but that was visually great.
I liked that there was a little bit of, like, I didn't know at times if it was supposed to be set in the past or in the future.
That's the whole. That was part of it.
Yeah, it was cool. Like,
didn't give you a time.
Right. It was. I mean, you was at the beginning. I assumed it was way in the past,
and then
it kind of.
Yeah.
So brilliantly done. I don't know who directed it.
I don't. Okay. I forget his name.
First time in your life. Okay. Anyway.
So before we go any further, though, you gotta tell me why you texted me that you love me randomly.
We don't have time.
Damn it.
We don't have time.
You need that much time?
We don't have time.
Do
you want to know why I texted you? I love you randomly.
You said yesterday we're gonna wait for today.
That's not what I was talking about. Oh. I was talking about Poor Things. I didn't want to get your opinion on the movie. I wanted it fresh. Oh. I didn't want you to have time to think about it. Why did I text you I love you? Or just for no reason?
Yeah.
Because isn't that the best time to give flowers? Yeah.
I teared up and
good. Honestly, I was curious. What I assumed you would say, is this supposed to be for somebody else or something?
No.
But you just said I love you too, and we just left it at that and moved on.
Yep.
Yeah. Can we get to this now? That was supposed to be personal and private.
I wasn't supposed to tell anyone?
No.
Delete everything you just heard. When you're sharing this and liking and subscribing to the podcast on all the platforms and sending it off, ignore what we heard.
Cut it out.
And let's not, because we already have keep a pretty lady waiting any longer.
And a funny lady. Again, back
Another
to the
comedian.
So yeah, without further ado, Macey Isaacs. Hello.
Well,
hello.
How are we?
I'm doing okay. How are y'all doing?
We are good. There it is. Right away. The Texas draw.
It's coming through.
I guess I've watched enough. I guess I didn't know you were a y'all. I knew you were from Texas, but does it come out on does y'all come out on stage?
Occasionally. I feel like I never said it when I was actually living in Texas because I was sick of it. But then I get far enough away from it, and then you realize, no, it actually is like it's so much easier to say.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're in Wisconsin, and I find myself saying it once in a while just because it's easier.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway,
I like your shirt.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm not going to lie to you. Based on schedule, I didn't think I was going to have time to stop at home, and I already had a shirt in my car for tonight, but then I was like, no, I got to make a trip. I got to get an Elvis shirt. So
it was worth it.
It was. Yeah. Yeah. We're talking.
I'm wearing the Chicks.
Is that the Dick Chicks?
Yes, the rebrand.
Oh, they got rid of the Dicks.
They did get rid of their, they had to redo their name.
They lost the Dixie.
Oh,
that's right.
Well, that made them much better. Now that their name is different, so
well, it's cheaper screen printing, I'm sure.
That's true. That's true. Name me a Dixie Chick song.
Fred, I hate George. I hope you die. Fred.
I know which one you're talking about. Goodbye, Earl is what you're talking about.
I was gonna go with Landslide.
Oh,
they redid that.
That's not theirs then,
but they did it. Anyway, we're joined by comedian, actor Macey Isaacs. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And I got to say right away, I'm wearing my Building Friendship shirt because you've been on hat.
You shirt?
Yeah.
Hat because you've been on Building Friendships with John, building Legos. Did you?
That's right.
Did you bring the kit home and ever finish?
Never. I brought it home, but I actually.
Are you?
You know what I did? I gave it to someone who has a kid who's really good with Legos,
That makes sense.
and I gave it to him. I've only built one thing of Legos ever in my life, and it was during the pandemic. And unless that's going to happen again, I just don't think
Legos are in your future.
Fingers crossed.
I don't
that
think
doesn't happen
so.
again.
Yeah.
All right. So how was that experience saying, hey, come on and build some Legos? Did you think the fuck? Or
I was just really hoping that I wasn't going to actually have to. I thought that was kind of more of just like, oh, that's what we tell you to do. But then you kind of get so involved and you don't want to do poorly.
It turns into a competition.
Did you feel pressure to get it done?
I felt pressure, especially because John, the host, was very easily talking and doing Legos at the same time. No problem.
Well, he's a giant Lego nerd, so he's he has got practice.
And it's the instructions to me don't even make sense. I like, it's nice that they don't have words, so that everyone can get it.
Right.
But can we help me out and put some words?
Oh, it's such a fun concept that he's come up with. So we just had to.
It is fun. And he was great to have on.
Yeah. It's a fun podcast.
And we won't make you do Legos, so.
No.
Oh, thank you.
Or build anything.
No. We have no
appreciate
requirements.
that.
We did
I have nothing to build.
We did do a little audible on the drink because I got here and our liquor supplier here has Elvis whiskey. So
amazing. That's perfect.
Yeah.
And it's actually very good.
Yeah, it is.
That is what I've heard.
I'm not somebody who drinks a lot of whiskey and I actually enjoy it. So it's a good whiskey.
Now we have not tried the peanut butter whiskey yet from him, but I'm okay not.
Is that real? Does he really? Oh,
yeah, it really does one. Yeah.
I doubt it even tastes like peanut butter, right? That's just a gimmick.
It's a gimmick. But
I don't know. Have you ever had Screwball whiskey?
No, does it taste like a Screwball?
It tastes like peanut butter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it does have a good peanut butter flavor to it. So I don't know. They can really infuse this shit with.
They can. I just don't want to drink peanut butter. But anyways.
No. I can't even drink really. You have on your logo, you have a martini, and I can't. Those, no. I don't get that. I love the way they look in all the movies. Right. I love even that, I just love the triangular shape of the glass. But there's this place in Hollywood called Musso and Frank's, which is like it was created there, they say. Okay. So I was like, give me the martini, give me the way it is. I don't know. I'm guessing it's gin. Yeah. Right. Gin is the classic.
Gin or vodka. Yeah.
I think the original gin.
Original gin. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just like, I can't. And then I try to add olives, and that was the juice. It's not for me.
Did you finish the drink?
I did. It's not that as hard as Legos for me to finish a drink. I can finish a drink even if I don't like it, but
good. All right.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I'm tough.
Tough. Just never gonna order it again. All right.
So
fair enough.
Born and raised in Austin, Texas, correct?
Yes, technically born in Houston, but very young. I was like 2 when we moved to Austin, so I was raised there.
Okay. Did you start comedy in Austin or?
No, I mean now there's a pretty big scene, but
right.
No, I started out here in 2015.
Okay.
I started in LA.
Okay.
Any thoughts of moving back because of the new comedy scene in Austin?
No. It's nice to I'm going there's a festival there next month and I'm going there. So it's nice to be able to go and stay with my mom and also do some spots, but also at the same time it's like, well, now I feel like I have to be productive when I go to Austin. Before it was like, oh, I don't, there's nothing to do. I can just do nothing.
Used to be a vacation, now it's work.
Exactly. Well, I don't know if I'd ever call it vacation. That's strong, but yes, more so work now for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So how did you get started in comedy? You attended the Groundlings. Is that kind of where your comedy started, or were you doing stand-up before that?
No, I hadn't done it before that.
Okay.
Yeah, I took a class in high school at college at the Groundlings, and didn't start stand-up till after college. But I went to college in the LA sort of area, so I was able to take a class at the Groundlings, which was really cool. And then I met someone who was on your podcast, Mandy
Yes.
Martino.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So we were in the first Groundlings class together, and she was like, "You'd be a lot better at stand up." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, I don't know what to do." So she signed us up for a stand up comedy class, and I don't know that I would have gone if she hadn't like done that. And she was like, "You be there at 8 o'clock on Wednesday," and I was like, "Okay." So I showed up, and then I was like, "Yeah, I like this. This is kind of more my style." So
That's cool.
it was because of her.
Wow.
Well, there you go. What were you going to college for? What was your future going to be prior to Mandy
who knows?
getting into it?
I majored in film, like film studies.
Oh, okay.
But I just did that because I thought it would be kind of funny, and I probably thought I was going to switch to business or something like that. That I'd have to do something like that. But I never switched, and I thought going into college, I thought I wanted to do, I thought I wanted to be like a political, I wanted to do political communication or something. I could, I wanted to be on TV, but I didn't, I was really into Fox News at the time, like very much. And so it turns out I really just wanted to be a clown. So that's what I ended up becoming. Which I should have known by the fact how much I loved Fox News at the time. It was a different time. It was, Obama was president, and it was a lot of O'Reilly factor is what was on at my house,
To say, are there any other news stations in Texas but Fox? I assume Fox.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, it is. And even in Austin, that's a lot more blue.
Yeah.
But yeah, still Fox News was that was the local news as well to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. So when you went to college, you had decided you moved to LA, you wanted out of Texas. Was it kind of I need to get out of here and this is what I kind of want to do?
Yeah, so I thought I was gonna go to DC and go to maybe George Washington, and then I visited. So I went to Pepperdine, and I visited that campus, and it just kind of was like, oh, well, I don't think I can say no to this. And I think there was secretly a part of me that was like, I'm closer to LA, and I can they have a film studies program, because I always secretly wanted to go into that side of things, but I just never thought I would be able to. So I think that's why I ended up switching to the West Coast.
Was your short movie Pink Trailer? Was that? Did you make that during college?
That you guys are really good at your research. You have very much impressed me so far. Yes, that was actually after college.
Wait a minute, we'll unimpress you real quick. So
I'm just happy to know now which one the beard is and which one Dimples is, because I didn't know. I wanted to be able to put the. I
gotta tell you, this was one of the strangest episodes to research for, because I feel like I did more research on Elvis than I did on you at the end. I'm like, oh, we're gonna play Elvis trivia. I got to come up with some questions.
Well, that's probably better, because I'm still young. Anything can change. Elvis, we know.
Right.
That's true.
We can be clear.
But back to your movie, because I am curious of that. And
it was fun. It was a fun little movie.
It was, and I, had the inspiration for that, and was it during college? And then I have something to say about the movie.
Okay. Well, no, it was after college, and someone that I met in college, though, was the producer on it, but I did it with my friend and I. We wrote it and starred in it, and it was that actual trailer was where my now husband's grandma lived. So I'd seen this space, and we were just like, we have to write something for this space. This is the craziest. Like, how does this place exist? So that's sort of the inspiration behind the short film.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So when you went into it and you said, we have to write about this pink trailer in this area. And then where do you go from there? Anything, any characters in that movie, real characters?
None of them are real.
Okay.
My co-star in it, Jenny, she and I made up everything. We'd worked on some other scripts, so we pulled from some different ideas, but it was really that space was the inspiration for that short film.
Okay, so
yeah,
you didn't kill grandma's cactuses, and she's not a real not devil worshiper,
Correct.
but tarot card reader.
That's right. I haven't. Wow, I like forgot about that. I haven't seen it so long. Yes, no, it was all fiction.
All right, but I got to tell you one brilliant thing in the movie,
Mhm.
which I saw and I just freaked out, and I can't believe I never done it. But frosting on a Pop-Tart is amazing, and I'm going to live my life different now because of that.
Yeah, that is definitely fictional. I've never done that in real life. I know.
So where did the idea come from?
Well, I grew up. Okay, it was actually. I think it was maybe that scene was a mistake because I grew up with unfrosted Pop-Tarts.
Oh, that's
and
communism.
I know, but this is what so I'd have a strawberry unfrosted Pop-Tart, and then I would put I can't believe it's not butter on top.
Okay.
So, which is just
It's something.
what? It's something, but it's very unusual. And so I think our idea was we were gonna frost our own unfrosted Pop-Tarts.
Mm.
And then one of the producers bought frosted, and we're like, well, what are we going to do? And we're like, we're just going to have to put frosting on top of frosting. What
did Bob Ross call them? Happy little mistakes.
Happy little mistakes.
Exactly.
Happy little mistakes. Because that if they had been unfrosted, it would have been funny. But because they're frosted,
exactly, it's even funnier.
It's brilliantly funny, and I'm going to do it from now on.
Yeah, because I think it was funny, the idea that you could buy frosted, but what if you frosted them yourselves?
Yeah.
And then, it's even funnier if they're already frosted.
Do you so you don't frost them, but do you still eat Pop-Tarts as an adult?
I haven't had a Pop-Tart in a really long time,
Okay.
but my dog is named Pop-Tart.
Oh, all right.
So
why is that?
Cute name.
My mom loves Pop-Tarts. So she actually named her, and I think that's such a cute name.
Yeah, it is a cute
and
name.
It really suits her. She kind of jumps around, and a lot of people like to think she's a strawberry Pop-Tart. Some people think she's a cinnamon Pop-Tart. I go back and forth. I think she can really be either, but she's very sweet. So even though I don't eat Pop-Tarts, since Pop-Tart is a word I say multiple times a day, it seems like I do. Yeah.
As you must, and we do, and we don't have a dog named Pop-Tart.
No, well, I have a young daughter, so I can use the excuse that I give them for her, but I end up eating the majority of them. So
my sister did give me a box of Eggo Pop-Tarts, so I guess they did a collaboration.
They did,
and I haven't tried it. I'm like I'm afraid. It's almost like I'm afraid it'll be too good.
I did see that flavor. I never tried it.
Right?
Yeah,
and that one you could butter.
You could butter those.
Okay. All right.
Or dip them in syrup.
We got some things to do this weekend. So, how long have you been friends with Mandy? And did it start in college?
No, we met. Well, no, we met after, or maybe it was while I was there. Oh, I should know this. We didn't go to college together, but we met at a Groundlings class, I think in like 2013 or 14.
Yeah.
And so she does a lot of stand up. So we've kind of just been in each other's orbit for a long time. I've been on her podcast a few times.
Oh yeah.
And I listened to, before this, Katie Hettenbach's episode with you guys.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Fun.
Yeah, I saw your episode on hers too.
Yes. So I was like,
yeah.
I'm trying to cover all my bases here.
I love the little circle. Mandy is such a delight, and I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think the first time I saw you was on her podcast, and we recently had Lisa Wallen on, and the first time I saw her was on Mandy's podcast. So I like that Mandy has that level of comedians that are not, like Bert and Tom. No, you're not on those podcasts. Like, I get to know other comedians that aren't on some of the bigger podcasts, so it's nice. I like that.
Good exposure.
Yeah. It's nice that you care.
Yeah. But believe me, my bucket list item, number one on my bucket list item, is a nice long weekend out in LA hitting the comedy club. So I really want to get out there and spend
It'll happen.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I just love it. I think I could get lost in the environment and the atmosphere, and if I was out there, I'm probably spend way too much time at comedy clubs. So
Yeah, and you that's probably what I do, unfortunately, and it gets exhausting. It really does, but no, it's a lot of fun.
But you get paid for being there. I wouldn't be getting paid.
That's true.
So
that's true. You would pay.
Yes, everything I would do would cost me money.
But it's still you'd be surprised. I still have to buy my own pretzels and things.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
Come on.
I know.
Those comedy stores are so cheap.
Speaking of podcasts,
yeah,
you've got a new one on the horizon.
I do. Yes, it's called SSR I'm Okay.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. I think that's going to drop next month. And that is a mental health and comedy podcast. I'm doing it with my friend who is a resident doctor at Harvard. It's crazy. I know. Yeah. We actually started stand up together.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so he does stand up and he's a
but he
I know. Overachiever.
Is he still doing stand up or
not as much, obviously?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a little busy, but he still does every now and then.
Okay.
Yeah, so he loves comedy. And he's kind of wanted to do this for a long time, and so have I. So we're finally making it happen.
So how did you two hook up? As friends?
It was the same. So the same class that Mandy told me to go to, Greg Dean's stand-up comedy class in Santa Monica. I met him a few months later when he came to do that class.
Wow. Okay.
I know.
And he kept going.
Yeah.
And you're going to touch on mental health, and then you're going to make fun of them, or what?
Hopefully I'll somehow make terribly sad things funny. But that's one of my favorite things to try to do. Yeah, so we're gonna have a lot of like Harvard psychiatrists on, kind of explaining some cutting edge mental health stuff, and then I think I'm there, and we'll have some comedians on too, talking about their
mental
struggle.
I mean, you won't run out of comedians with mental problems.
No.
I mean, with all respect,
No. My joke is that we just don't know if they'll show up. We've got plenty, but they're the ones you have to worry about showing up.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, I've stopped mentioning this because he yells at me for offending people, but I've said this before, and I'm prefacing this with no offense, but comedians aren't always the easiest ones to schedule for podcasts.
No.
You guys are
and we'll
flighty.
be honest, I even the first time around wrote down the wrong day for this. Yeah, so I'm part of the I
wasn't gonna say anything. I wasn't gonna
No, I know you weren't. I could tell, but I was like, I kind of want to go here.
We are so happy when legitimate comedians are willing to talk to us that
we'll accommodate, but it makes it fun.
And that hasn't happened to me because I do everything. I don't do any online calendars. I write everything down.
Oh, shit.
Still, I know. And I guess we found the flaw in that. There is some human error, but it's easier for me. I'm going to hang on to this paper planner as long as I can.
Yeah.
So is that along with your joke telling or writing, I should say?
Yeah.
You write it all. So you have notebooks full of them?
Tons. Yeah. And I have them like on the spine. I have like what number book it is in order, and then like when I started and when I ended that. I try to be pretty organized about it, but I still use the Notes app on my phone to like little things that I don't want to forget, but like I longhand and
do they get transferred into a notebook then? Like when you get home, if you're
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the hope, but I'm also noticing, the pitfalls of that. Because it's like I was trying to think of one particular thing that I used to say, and I was like, oh, forget about it. But if I had that, in a computer, I could search. So I don't know. I'm imperfect, and I think we'll understand that as we go along more and more. But
I was going to ask you that. So you have all these notebooks, and you're like, oh, there was that joke, but how did I can make it better now, or it's relevant now? How do you know where to look? Do you have them by ear? Or do you just...
Yeah. So I will go into my Notes app because hopefully I made that note as a thought or an idea. So I'll kind of see around what time, what year, month, and then I'll go to the notebook and kind of skim through and hopefully find it.
Do you ever skim through and say, oh, I forgot about this, but boy, I can make this better now?
A lot.
Yeah.
Good.
Like
okay.
I've been really surprised by, because you know, when you look back on some of the stuff, because now I've been doing it 9 years. So I remember starting out and they're like, you don't get good until 10 years. And I was like, whoa, that's a long time to be bad. That is a long time.
That's a lot of notebooks.
It's a lot of notebooks. But I think there's a little bit something to that. Like, it feels like I've just now sort of not figured it out. Hopefully I'll never figure it out. But, you know, I feel a lot more confident now. And I can tell that stuff I wrote 8 years ago was funny, but the way that I did it wasn't.
Okay.
You know, or kind of and I also used to be I'm pretty deadpan and dry, but I was even more as I get older I become less so, because I think the more nervous I am, the even more deadpan I get. So I just I'm flatline. Like, if I'm really nervous, I mean, there's no inflection, anything. But if I get more comfortable, I can do a little bit more, you know? So I also will revisit some jokes and be like, oh, if I actually just said this with like a little bit more energy, that would maybe be funnier.
Okay. Because so your deadpan is very funny.
Yeah.
With a lot of the jokes.
Yeah, and I think me going big is a typical person's deadpan. So I'm not like when I feel like I'm like, oh wow, look how theatrical I was. Someone's like, you really weren't. Like, okay. I really feel like that was all.
There was no jazz hands involved.
There was none, but it feels like I was doing jazz hands.
Yeah.
Or your hyperextended knees. There was a
yeah.
There
I'm
you
still
are
working on that.
exploring. Okay. Well, I did see where someone said the relaxed knees was the other option.
Yes.
How uncomfortable is that though for you?
I don't know. And then someone commented and said, why not sway from right to left? Like, gives like kind of rest on your right leg, rest on your left leg, alternate. And I was like, that's a great idea. 9 years in. I still.
You always sit on a stool.
I know, but I feel like that comes after 20 years. You can't sit unless you've been doing it 20 years.
I feel like there's only a
rules,
handful.
Man. The rules.
Yeah. There's only a handful of comedians that can pull off a stool.
Yeah,
right?
because it means it's such a show of confidence.
Yeah.
That I think if you aren't there yet, people will be like,
gotcha.
You know, stand up.
So have you tried the swaying?
I've been trying the swaying a little bit.
And do you like it?
I like it. But I like it, you know, and I'm practicing taking a step to the right, a step to the left, you know, really, you know, getting out there, really using that stage by doing a little circle, you know.
Yeah, it's funny. It's more than just saying words, and that's what people don't get. Like, you can write funny words, but you got to go up there and get them right and act them out right and have the you know, it's not just the words.
Yeah, and I think for so long, you know, when you start out, you're doing 5 minutes and you can just stand still with the microphone for 5 minutes. That's no problem. Even 8, even up to 10, you know, you don't have to move. But once you get past 10, your feet will fall asleep. You have to move. You have to do something. So I think that's it too, is it's like, I have to learn now what to do with my hands and feet, because I've now been up here 10 minutes and I have another, you know, 10, or sometimes I'm doing 30 minutes. You know, you can't stand up there for 30 minutes like that.
Yeah, that's true. One spot.
Yeah,
that's true. Well, you learn as you go, right? And
exactly.
You've got who is a good inspiration for you as a comedian that you're like, every time I see him, I can't help but bust a gut.
Probably Tig Notaro.
Okay. That explains the joke, the pink trailer when you're.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh,
I don't know if I get this joke.
That's fair. No one really did.
I mean, I knew who she was, but
yeah, she had a show cald One Mississippi on Amazon that no one knew about, and we decided that'd be a funny reference. And but I love her. I love Gary Goldman right now. I loved Stephen Wright.
Let's talk about the show you run, the Picture Day show.
Yes.
Do you have horrible Picture Day stories? Is that where this comes from?
It kind of does. I hated Picture Day. To me, that day was so much stress, and then even more stressful than Picture Day was Retake Day, because if you didn't nail it that day,
You're
the
fucked.
year. Yeah, exactly.
That's it for you.
That's it. And I noticed even some because my mom has all my photos really organized and in order.
And by year.
Yes. And in pre-K and kindergarten, I'm like not in the group photos. And I didn't go to school that day. I could not handle picture day. And I would just hope that I could be a different person by the time retake comes and have the energy and the, confidence. So I'd get my picture done. Sometimes retake was my only shot. And that was scary.
How much prep did you do that morning before?
No prep.
Oh.
It's all emotional prep. I didn't wear makeup. I didn't do my hair. I didn't do anything. I was very.
Grade school, didn't.
What'd you say?
That's grade school you weren't putting makeup on, but
you'd be surprised.
I'm sure some kids, yeah.
And then I remember in like first or second grade, they had the boys held a fishing pole, and the girls held a flower basket. And I kind of had a meltdown because I wanted to hold the fishing pole.
Perfect.
Because I had even fished at that time. I had fished a couple times. I'd never held a basket of flowers. That wasn't me.
Yeah.
And I have that picture. They made me hold the flowers, which today they would not.
No.
Well, first of all, today they wouldn't even have a gendered.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
They would have everyone pick their own. But yeah, so there's just some memories around it, and so now I actually do it every month, the picture day show, and it's really now I'm not nervous at all. I'll take my picture. I don't care. I do this.
Okay,
every
that's
month.
what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, I've conquered it.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. And how did you conquer it? Did you face?
What do you
got to do? You overdo it, so you just took several pictures.
Yeah,
over.
I think too, it made me put in perspective my own anxiety and stuff because, as a kid, that seemed like such a big deal and nobody cares. And now as a kid, as an adult looking back at when I was a kid, I was like, why were you so anxious about something that didn't matter? And I'll find myself now as an adult worrying about things. I'm like, this is just going to be picture day one day. Like, this is not a big deal.
Yeah, brilliant that you can make that reference. Yeah,
using it as perfect.
So,
do you have a?
So we all have a picture day, just
yes,
different.
Yeah, that was deep.
I know. Wow. I'm going deep. Me and got Bill Cosby on my mind.
Stop it.
I didn't hear what you said, but I laughed. So I hope that wasn't bad what you just said.
He just keeps talking about Bill Cosby for no reason. Do you have a particular picture day where, in your opinion, things went horribly wrong and the picture is just...
Yes.
Okay.
I can even send that to you guys if you want to
use
that for to me, it is the worst. I mean, and when I show people, they're like, oh, like they don't see what I see. Like this is so bad. I mean, I was growing out my bangs. I hadn't had braces yet. I also was very into watches, so I like to always show off my watch.
How many were you wearing?
I was wearing 6 on each arm. It was very bizarre. No, I wish that would be amazing.
You had every time zone?
Yeah, everything.
Was it a swatch?
It was a fossil.
Fossil, yeah.
Yeah,
so
it was a
she's
fossil.
Too young for Swatch.
Is it?
Oh.
Okay.
Do I have my swatch right here?
Really?
I have a swatch. It's in my other room. That's from the 90s that I love. I wear all the time.
Yeah, when I was in high school in the late 80s,
true.
Swatches were huge.
That's true.
Yeah, I have a black one with a white face. Just classic. It's great.
They were nice. I had the clear band. I remember having the clear band all the time. It was nice. It's cool.
It does. No, someone was like, "Are you even wearing a watch? I can't see it."
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know. It's like wearing camouflage. It matched my mullet quite well. So.
But in Texas, it would have been camouflage.
I think that you're going to need to produce a picture day picture, and I'm going to need.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's a great idea.
Yes, because we all have bad ones. My kid laughs at mine, so.
Oh, I get laughed at all the time.
Yeah. So
I've got pictures of my daughter. I'll show it, and they'll take a picture on their phone of that just so they can continue to share it with
Oh,
people
yeah.
and laugh at me.
So you said once a month.
I love 'em.
Where does the show
Yes,
happen?
it's at the. So when you guys come to LA, you're gonna have to plan your entire trip around this.
Will
It's
do.
the third Wednesday of every month. So I actually have it tonight.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
got it tonight, and it's funny because what I use as promotion is I have all the comedians send me picture day photos of them when they
Yeah.
were younger. And this one guy responded, his name is Forrest, really funny comic. He was like, you know, do you know where I had to find that picture or something like that? I'm like, no. He was like, my dead mom's Facebook. I was like, oh, okay. Okay. You had to go on your dead mom's Facebook for that photo. That's fantastic. And it really does. It kind of can stress people out because if they don't have a good relationship with their parents, like, man, I don't want to text and ask. And it's amazing how many
wow.
like older adults don't have their, like, it's still with their parents. You know,
and the amount of comedians that don't have great relationships with parents is probably exponentially higher than
the rest.
Yeah. Someone's like, oh, I hope I have something on my phone.
But that's a great point because I have all my kids' stuff and they don't have any of their.
Yeah. Why would you?
Yeah. Why would they? And I'm saving it all so I can give it to them when I die and they're just going to throw it away.
They are. They are.
We talked about it because we
They're
went through a
no,
bunch of it.
but don't you love to keep things? Don't they love to keep things? Isn't that in the genes?
I do love to keep things, and yes, I passed it on. So
Yeah, good.
But we talked about it.
I don't like to keep things. I don't keep things. I could care less about my shit.
Yeah.
My mom all of a sudden found like my birth spoon or something. I'm like, what the fuck is this thing? Does it even do this anymore?
No, you're gonna need that.
For what?
To dig your daughter.
To dig a baby out?
Yeah. Or just for yogurt.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah, ice cream.
I with my daughters, I said, would you help me get rid of my storage unit? I want to get rid of my storage unit. So I got, as he mentioned, I'm a collector. But we went through boxes and it was a whole box of all their art projects and their art pictures, drawings and stuff. And that was one box. And another box was their photos from all the years. I'm like, those are all going to you someday, kids. Get ready.
Yeah. Do you ever watch Hoarders?
No, I'm scared because I'll meet someone a family member.
I think it could help you because
I'm not a hoarder.
You are a fucking hoarder.
Thing. It'll put into perspective how much worse it could be.
Yeah, you're not a terrible hoarder. You're not hoarder level hoarder.
I'm an organized hoarder.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have newspapers from 1972 stacked up in the corner. All right.
No.
Before we get any further,
they're in my storage unit.
I want to mention the Instagram page for your show because you also do you take new fast pictures of them when they come to the show because
I sure do.
It's a fun page. I just wanted you did one of Elvis Presley.
I did. That was for Halloween.
Okay,
awesome.
Yeah, I dressed as Elvis.
Oh, we were Cheech and Chong, so
that's smart.
Yeah, it worked.
I was thinking you'd be Lucy and Ethel, but Cheech and Chong works too.
Wait, who's Lucy?
Next year. Oh yeah.
I am not shaving.
Oh.
It's our brand. Every time I do shave, I come in and I get yelled at.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like Dimples is Lucy because name comes first.
Thank you. I agree.
And there is an episode I love Lucy.
Okay.
And there's an episode where they go into business together, Lucy and Ethel. They like have a shop and they're going back and forth if it should be called Lucy and Ethel's or Ethel and Lucy's. And obviously Ethel wants her name. They each want their own name first. And so on each side of the, like on one window, they say Lucy and Ethel's. And on the other window, it says Ethel and Lucy's. It's a pretty good episode.
Well, I'm not going to lie.
Cocktails
She's
with the
brilliant.
beard.
She was hilarious. I mean, her show was amazing. Yeah. You could watch that anytime in any episode. It's hilarious. I love Lucy.
Absolutely.
Hence the name.
You love Lucy? Yeah.
So do you like old sitcoms? Because I wanted to ask you about the let's because I'm a Munster person as well. So what is your argument for anybody that says no, the Addams Family? What is your argument to persuade them to be a Munster person?
Well, for my understanding, the Munsters was the first. That was original.
Okay, but
that came before the Addams Family.
Sure. That's the whole, you wouldn't have Addams Family without the Munsters. You wouldn't have Motley Crue without Kiss. So all that good stuff.
Yeah,
But
maybe that's not a good logical point. My issue is that's just what I watched.
okay.
I didn't watch the Addams Family. The Munsters must have been on just for a good time for me.
But I'm with you. They're hilarious. And
yeah,
when Herman and Grandpa get together and connive things is hilarious when they get together. I think it's a better family.
And I think the Addams family has the good theme song.
Sure.
That I think maybe, that's a win for them. But
it's a catchy tune.
I'm just
I can't argue with that.
I love Bewitched. That's another one I love. I watched that a lot growing up.
Yeah.
And which was your favorite Darren?
I not to sound like an originalist on both of these things. I love the original Darren. I like the second Darren as well, and it's very sweet. Like seems like a really nice guy, and they were really good friends off camera. And I think he did a lot for like AIDS research and stuff. But I'm not great with change, and I also don't want you to pretend it's the same person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I hear you there.
And I know that was at that time they could get away with it because they also never thought that anyone would be binging the series.
That's true.
But yeah,
and back then you really couldn't say, well, another one died, I need to remarry. So
right.
So
yeah,
you just swapped them out.
Yeah, it's like today he definitely would have died, or he'd left her or something. They wouldn't have just pretended it was the same person.
That's true. It'd be different time. Yeah, the different series. Okay, good. I love the old series as well. I love our whole.
Based on all this information you're spouting, and obviously a lot of this stuff, I'm starting to think we didn't make our Elvis trivia very hard enough.
Well, actually, I think you did, because I know we haven't played yet, and we can go ahead. But I'm actually nervous. I don't think I'll know as much as not that I should, but I sort of love him so much that I don't want to read too much.
I
get what you're saying. Yeah.
I fully get you, and I've been a fan. I mean, I'm 50 years old. My mom was big in Elvis, so I've been listening to Elvis since I was 8 years old, whatever. And when we started doing research for this, I'm like, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Like, there's so much about it. You think you know about Elvis, you don't know about Elvis. So
I started an amazing book. I haven't gotten very far in it, but I hopefully, it's so big, and the first one's called The Last Train to Memphis, and it's about the first part of his life, and then I think the next one is like, I can't remember, like something with love or Careless Love or something, and that's the second part. So I really want to read both of those.
I didn't realize I have The Last Train to Memphis. I didn't realize there was a second
There's
part
a second one for the second part of his life.
And you're right, it is a big book.
It's so big.
I'm thinking 700 pages to that thing.
Well, and he didn't live that long.
How old was he when he died?
44.
42. You were
close. Dang it.
Close.
All right, let's start with the fun stuff.
You weren't even. Were you alive when he died? No, you weren't even alive. I was alive. Right.
Jesus, that's a good point. Before we get into we have Fuck, Marry, Kill on some of his songs, and then we have some trivia. But before we get into that, I want to know, how did you get into Elvis? Because I'm somewhere around 30. I'm
32.
Okay.
Nice.
I don't know that there's a lot of 32-year-olds that are huge Elvis fans. So how did you get into Elvis?
But everybody should be into Elvis.
Everybody should be.
The story goes, I was about 2 years old, and I saw his picture, and I asked my mom, who's that? And then ever since then, I was like, I just wanted to listen to him, watch him, do everything. So I kind of can't remember a time where I didn't know who he was.
That's cool.
I just imprinted on him at a very young age.
Now, the picture you saw, was it young, hot Elvis or old, fat Elvis?
Young, hot for sure, but I don't care.
No, but
I don't either.
But here's a trivia thing, not even going to ask you about, but when he did die, and it was all laid in Priscilla's lap about everything, and she's the one that came up with the Graceland stuff and everything, but they went around and they bought, at the time, all the as much fat Elvis photos they could, so people wouldn't be able to see it. And obviously at that time it was easier because it wasn't
Yeah.
there was no internet. So we wanted him to be remembered for the young one. So they got rid of all that fat Elvis photos.
I hate to say it didn't work. That plan didn't work.
Well,
maybe it did. We don't know.
It got rid of a lot.
Could be worse.
It would have been worse. It'd have been worse.
It could be worse.
It would have been worse,
Could be worse.
because
there's some pretty sloppy pictures of him out on there.
Yeah.
100%. But then there's people were going to sell what they had because, but yeah. So they tried to mitigate the fat Elvis part.
Nice.
I actually also don't really think he was ever that fat. I think that like when you look at him, like you can tell it's like from all the drugs, like his face is very puffy, but his actual body, I'm like, this guy isn't that big.
Well, and that's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
He wasn't like obese, but he was.
He
was bigger than he normally was.
If he was alive today, I couldn't call him fat.
Exactly.
I could.
Yes.
He'd be like,
oh, you personally. I didn't mean to say you personally. I just meant in
no,
general.
Go right ahead. No, go right ahead.
There's no. I
say
could be like,
say what you want.
Fat. So I don't think he was either. I think he was kind of fat for the time and obviously bloated by what he was doing to his body, but not necessarily fat. So
and he was out of the public eye for quite a while.
Yeah.
And then boom, there he was. And he just anyways.
All right. So we
could unfortunately talk about the tragic times for a long time, but let's remember him for his beautiful voice, which is amazing, natural, and he's been part of my life since I've been a little boy. And I have a tragic story.
Oh,
can I tell it quick before that?
Tell it. Yeah.
Here's my tragic Elvis story. As a little boy in 1977, right? So I lived in Milwaukee, and he passed away. So about a year, we'll say a year later, his band went on tour in 1978, we'll say, and they were coming to Milwaukee. I have no idea how they were going to play, if it was just going to be all music or if they were going to play his voice over the intercom. I don't know, but I begged my parents to take me, and they said, this is the dumbest thing ever to go to the Elvis band without Elvis. And they sat me down when they finally made a decision and said, we will buy you a CD. We'll buy you 2 CDs, but we're not going to go to this concert of just his band that Elvis is not there. And till this today, I'm traumatized.
That you didn't go.
That they wouldn't take me. They wouldn't take me. And I bring it up to my dad still to this day.
It is kind of the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
But I don't care. I don't care. I wanted to see Elvis's band.
Yeah, I get that. I think you should hold on to that and make them feel as bad as possible. Especially, also maybe one of the last things you could say to them is, I'll never forgive you.
That's it. And I was about 10 years old.
Yeah. No, that hurts.
It hurt deep.
That sticks with you.
Obviously, I just told a story. And I'm going to cry myself to sleep tonight.
I am surprised, though, his band was still touring.
There was
still money to be made.
There was money to be made without whatever. And again, I have no idea. I would have to go back and look what they were going to do.
Right.
Were they going to play his voice over the intercom, pre-recorded? I don't know. Now, they did get back together 20 years after his death. The band did. And then they did like a movie of him singing just his voice. They took away the band, and then the band played live, and they had a big screen and him play. But that was like 20 years after he died.
Did you go to that?
Nope, but I have a video of it.
Wow.
A DVD of it. Because
for how badly hurt you were by the first story, you think you would have went to the movie. I'm just saying.
I didn't even know it was alive. But anyways.
All right, let's fuck, marry, kill some songs.
Okay. Let's do it.
Tried to kind of group some songs together that made sense together. So the big 3, Jailhouse Rock, Hound Dog, and Heartbreak Hotel.
I would. So we got Jailhouse Rock.
Yeah.
Heartbreak Hotel and Hound Dog. Okay.
Dog,
Heartbreak Hound Dog. Heartbreak, and I would do. So I would fuck Hound Dog. Which does not sound good. Please don't clip that out that way. I would. This is gonna surprise you. I would kill Jailhouse, and I'd marry Heartbreak Hotel because
okay.
Jailhouse Rock it makes me think of the movie. I'm also incorporating the movie in that. I know we're just talking songs,
Mhm.
but I really don't like his character in Jailhouse Rock. I watched that movie a lot and I like the movie, but his character in that, he's such a dick in that.
He is.
So those are my answers.
Okay. Okay, makes sense. And Heartbreak Hotel, there's something about it, I guess, to marry. Yeah, I can see that.
You can see to marry it.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm aboard.
Thank
I
you.
have the same answer. I got the same answer because Hound Dog, the rhythm of that. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I know there's no way I can kill Jailhouse Rock. I'm fucking the shit out of Jailhouse Rock. I'm
Okay.
not just nonstop. Just
But you're not marrying it.
No,
That's true.
No, I'm on board with the marrying Heartbreak Hotel. I think that's so
Something about it.
I'm just switching up the Hound Dog, and I just didn't want to be able to get clipped that I would fuck the Hound Dog as well. I didn't. So nowhere can that. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. No, that's smart. Thanks for doing that to me.
Was not our plan. Not our plan.
Didn't even give that a thought.
All right.
Prior to, did we?
In the Ghetto, Kentucky Rain, and Suspicious Minds.
Ooh. Oh, this one's harder.
Yeah.
Well, I think the first one's a little easier because those are the three that you've heard a billion times.
Forever.
Yeah.
And you can be like, I could kill any of them because I've heard them so many fucking times. Like,
But
ooh. Okay. So I would marry Suspicious Minds.
Starting there. Okay. Start with the marry.
I don't know why that one's harder for me. I mean, easier to marry. And then I would fuck Kentucky Rain, and I'd kill In the Ghetto. Because first of all, Suspicious Minds, I'd marry that because he's saying like, trust me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like don't let your mind wander. I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Like don't think I'm doing anything else. I'm not. So that's commitment. I like that.
Wow. We are getting deep.
Yeah. Kentucky Rain. I just love that song.
Yeah.
And so I can't kill that.
Yeah.
I love that song. And I guess you could say I could marry, but I want the commitment of Suspicious Minds. And In the Ghetto, I would kill that because, you know, I never have a good time to play that. There's never really unless you're alone, but you can't add that to a playlist for someone.
Your party playlist? You're not.
Yeah, you can't just cue In the Ghetto.
That's a good point.
It's not on the love CD route. Yeah.
That's a good point. I'm on board. Now I'm 3 for 3 with you on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to reverse. I'm going to marry Kentucky Rain.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to marry Kentucky Rain, but I'll still kill In the Ghetto.
All right.
And I'm going to, because Suspicious, I'm going to fuck them while I can because they're going to be gone.
That's true. And that's true.
Maybe I'll get too much.
It's a good point. If they're cheating,
it is a good point.
Get in what you can. All right, let's go to the love songs, the ballads.
Okay.
Can't Help Falling in Love.
Mm-hmm.
Love Me Tender. And Are You Lonesome Tonight?
Okay.
That's deep. This is crazy.
And before we get into that, you said are you recently married?
I am married.
You are?
But we got married almost 6 years ago.
Oh shit. All right.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there any Elvis in the ceremony or in
Yes.
what Elvis
Quite a
songs?
bit.
Okay.
Oh.
I walked down to If I Can Dream.
Nice.
And our first dance was The Wonder of You.
Nice.
My bachelorette party was at Graceland.
Come on. I forgot to ask before if you've been or how many times.
She's been there 3 times.
My question.
Thank you. Okay. I have been there 3 times. Yes. That was like the best bachelorette. And it was so funny because all the girls were like, we have to go to Memphis. Like, not Cabo. And I'm like, we're going to Memphis. And it ended up, everyone loved it. It ended up being just like the perfect weekend. So
did you spend time on Beale Street too, or was you just
a little bit?
Okay.
a little bit. Yeah. But, is
that something at Graceland you can do? Like rent it out for a bachelorette party, or you just visited?
No, you just visited all together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious. Maybe,
That'd be cool if you could rent it out.
because I might have a bachelor party someday. So
Yeah. It's perfect because it's also you can do it all in one day.
Okay.
You
Nice.
know,
I mean, I've been to Graceland once, but I need to go
Mhm.
back. That was a long time ago.
So if it was a long time ago, it has
was.
changed a lot since you've been.
I
They've
bet.
added a lot more. So
Yeah,
you
and
gotta go.
sacrilegious. I've never been. So, and actually, it's funny. The weekend before the pandemic started, I almost booked. I was going to go by myself. I was just going to take it. It's like a 14-hour drive for us. I'm like, fuck it. Nobody will go. I'm just going to drive by myself, go down there for a couple days and come back. And then the pandemic hit like that weekend.
Wow.
Well, you told me that you were going to take me as a surprise before the pandemic.
No. All right, let's get back to fuck, marry, kill.
Okay.
My opinion has just changed.
I am sadly I have to kill Can't Help Falling in Love just because that is like the number one wedding song. It's like top wedding song right now.
Okay.
I don't know if it's for first dance or walking down the aisle, but I feel like it's just unfortunately that one I've overheard. Also, you can't help it. That's okay. Who's telling you got to fight it, you know? Love Me Tender, I think I would fuck.
Oh, okay.
I think that's just pretty clear. Lonesome Tonight would be married. I'd marry Lonesome Tonight.
Wait, are you lonesome tonight?
No.
Are you trying to help somebody?
Blink
No.
twice.
I don't know why, other than I just had to kill Can't Help Falling in Love. So, and then Love Me Tender, I could switch Love Me Tender and Lonesome Tonight for sure. Those are interchangeable, probably for fucking Mary.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to marry Love Me Tender just because it's so beautiful. His voice is so beautiful, and the way he says it, I feel he loves me.
Do you
when
cry?
I hear it,
You
and
cry?
I tear up. I'm gonna kill Lonesome Tonight because I'm lonesome tonight. I'm gonna probably either way, but I'm gonna then just gonna fuck. Can't Help Falling in Love with You.
Okay.
I'm marrying Love Me Tender only because I sing that song to my daughter. I can't sing, but I sing that song to my daughter, so that's got to be the one I love. And because I'm desperately trying to get her to
be an Elvis
fan as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the
there is a Love Me Tender children's book. She's probably too old for this now.
Shit,
but
really?
yes, it's I think it's just the lyrics to Love Me Tender, but they have pictures along with it. I think Priscilla was involved with making it. It's a really cute kids book.
Oh, thank you so much. I don't care. She's 9.
Doesn't matter,
she will be 9, but so she's probably too old for it, but I don't care. I'm gonna make her keep. This is gonna be one of the things I buy and make her keep forever.
Perfect. Exactly.
My daughters are 20 and 24. I'm gonna buy it for them.
Yeah.
And they are huge Elvis fans, so that's awesome.
All right. So you mentioned the movies, so obviously you like the movies as well. Have you seen them all?
I have not seen every one of them, but I have a list that I'm going through. I'm in no rush, but I've kind of have a list on my phone of just, as I go, I want it because I'd like to rewatch all the ones that I used to watch. And
yeah.
So can you tell me the plot of each of them?
Because of all the Elvis,
they're all the same.
Oh, that's true. I could probably tell you the plot of all.
You can tell me one plot.
Elvis sings the songs and sings a song and wins a girl's heart. Is that
yes?
Right. But does it matter?
It doesn't.
No,
it doesn't matter.
You love John Wick, so anyway, let's do it. Hopefully, you've seen these 3 movies.
Okay.
If not, Viva Las Vegas.
Seen it.
Jailhouse Rock. We know you've seen that one. And my personal favorite, King Creole.
Oh, yeah, that one's very good.
I think we know.
I think we know what I'm going to do to Viva Las Vegas. No, I mean Jailhouse Rock.
Jailhouse Rock. Yeah. Right.
That one's killed. I think I'm going to marry Viva Las Vegas because I used to watch that one all the time, so I don't get sick of that one.
Yeah.
King Creole is also very good, but I also don't want to marry a boxer. That would be, I think that'd be hard seeing them, get hit so much.
Yeah.
So
okay, good point.
I am thinking of I'm thinking of Kid Galahad.
You think? Yes, you're right. Kid Galahad is the
King Creole is the New Orleans one.
Yeah, it's in New Orleans. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this changes things. I was thinking of Kid Galahad.
All right, take your time.
Okay. Nope. I think it still works though, because I don't want to live in New Orleans forever. So I'm just gonna fuck King Creole. I don't want to live in Vegas either forever, but
Vegas is close enough to LA.
Yes.
You can get back and forth.
Exactly. So I think I'll still marry Viva Las Vegas and fuck King Creole.
Well,
Crawfish.
I have to marry King Creole because, like I said, it's my favorite, and it has my favorite Elvis song in it, which is probably why it's my favorite movie. But I love the song "Trouble." It's by far my favorite song. Not only my favorite Elvis song, my favorite song of all time. So definitely got to marry that bad boy. The other two are interchangeable. I love them both, and I don't know.
Anne Margaret though is pretty great.
Yeah, I didn't want to steal his Anne Margaret.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
No, I don't blame you. Take all the thunder because Anne Margaret.
She deserves it.
I'm going to marry that girl, and I'm going to marry that Viva Las Vegas for sure.
Yeah.
Huge crush on Anne Margaret. And
really, I just assumed you'd fuck it.
No, I got a huge crush on her. Have been forever. So I'm marrying Viva Las Vegas. I'm killing King Creole.
Fuck you.
Sorry, that's what I'm doing.
All right.
That's
all right. Good for you.
Yeah,
you're wrong. All right, let's do some trivia.
Let's do it.
Start with the easy stuff. What day was he born?
January 8th. And then 30. I wish I were good at mental math because I could do it.
You're right there. You got the first numbers.
I'm gonna guess 30. 5.
Yep.
Yes.
There you go.
Ding, ding, ding,
go.
ding,
There you go.
Okay.
So what color were Elvis's eyes?
Oh.
The pictures are always black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he was dreaming,
he had bluish eyes.
They're blue.
Ding, 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 ding,
They were
ding.
blue.
Okay.
Yeah, they were blue because he's.
But he's a natural blonde.
Yeah. What other color of eyes would Dreamy have? But
yeah.
blue. Yeah,
Wait,
he did dye
he's
his
a
hair.
natural blonde.
So he's a natural dirty blonde. He dyed his hair black.
Yeah. Well, I knew he dyed his hair. I guess I assumed
it was when he was older.
No. I assumed it was like a brownish, and he just dyed it to be darker. I didn't realize it was light. I mean,
it's more dirty blonde. Yeah.
It's not kissing cousins blonde.
I think it's closer to that though.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. What's his middle name?
Aaron.
All right. You're 3 for 3.
Yeah, this is better than I thought.
How old was Elvis when he had his first #1 hit?
Ooh, 21?
Damn. Boom.
I'm like kind of guessing, but it must be somewhere in here.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And side note, at the time, that was the youngest #1 ever.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Youngest age at the time. Now it's been beaten since there.
Oh, yeah.
Probably by Michael
Thanks,
Jackson.
Billie Eilish. Yeah. Oh, Michael Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but to be fair, Michael probably didn't have a #1 hit as Michael Jackson.
It was Jackson 5.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
So a single artist.
Somebody could look it up, but it's been beaten since, obviously.
Sure.
Okay. All right.
What was his favorite food?
Leanne Rimes was really young. His favorite food, he loved.
That's true.
Yeah. He loved peanut butter and banana sandwiches. He
There
loved
we go.
Twinkies. Okay.
Yeah. I've always heard the peanut butter. So
Now, do you enjoy those sandwiches? Have you had one?
No. The closest I get is I can eat a peanut butter sandwich and then a banana separate, but I can't.
Really?
I can't combine it. I wish I could. I can't. It's too
But you've
gross.
tried it.
No, I guess I haven't.
Oh,
give it a try.
But you slice up the bananas.
So you think I can? You can do it? You eat it?
Oh, they're delicious.
I do it all the time.
Oh, okay. I don't. That just seems okay.
Well, now he would take a loaf of bread,
right,
and gut it, but just the white bread sandwiches, bread and the peanut butter, and then slice the banana, not like thin slice, not the chunks. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. And to make it a little better, just put a little honey on it.
And some honey.
Oh, honey. Yeah, that would help.
Ooh, so good.
Sugar usually helps.
Yeah.
But no, I ate those so much as a kid. Not just because of Elvis, but I just thought they were delicious. And I was actually had one. He had a restaurant on Beale Street.
Yeah.
When we visited. I don't think it's there anymore.
I don't know.
But that was the thing. I had to have one. But that was deep fried. And that was much. I didn't like it deep fried. I like it not deep fried. But
Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
But I get it now. I ate one of those. I'm like, I get it why he's dead.
I mean, if I like the two things separately, I guess I shouldn't be afraid.
Yeah.
Well, there's your assignment or homework.
There's my assignment. Yeah.
Try it because they're delicious. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyways, so I'm trying to think. I want to end at a different one. So, how many years between when Elvis met Priscilla and then he proposed?
Well, so I think she was 14 when they met, and then I think she moved out there with him at 18. I don't know that I would say, so I'd say for about 4.
It was 7. She was.
Oh,
You were right on when they met.
yeah.
He proposed when she was 21.
Okay, so he didn't propose right away. She moved out. I do remember she moved out there before they were engaged. I just thought it was quicker after that. But no, all right, he took his time.
Took his
But
sweet time.
Right. You had thought meeting her that long that he would have. But yeah. And he was, remember how old he was? Well, you didn't. He was 32 when he proposed.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
How many Grammys did he win?
Oh, goodness. This is one I definitely don't know.
I was floored by it.
I'm scared it's like 2.
It's 4. And that's
okay.
It was a much lower number than I thought it would be.
It's sad.
Yeah. I just assumed that he was
so
winning them all.
Right.
Well, that's why the Grammys suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Taylor Swift didn't exist then, so why wasn't he winning them?
Right? I mean, he was the biggest thing on earth. Like what?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should have been more. So, who discovered Elvis when he was passed away on his toilet?
Oh, I think it was one of his Memphis Mafia guys, one of his buddies. Maybe like a Tom or a Scott, or I don't think it was the Colonel because they were fighting.
It was not the Colonel.
Yeah.
But who would have been
know.
who would have been the next door in his bedroom had he gone in to poop in the morning?
Oh, it was Linda. Was that her name?
They were broke up by then.
Were they?
Tell her.
It was Ginger, his current girlfriend. Ginger.
Alden.
Yeah, so he and Linda weren't together. Ginger was, I don't know. I always figured it was one of his buddies that found him, but
that's true.
That's a lot on Ginger.
Yeah, because I mean, he was with Linda for quite a while, and then not so much as long with Ginger.
Ginger killed him.
And well, you know what? I don't disregard.
We don't know.
We don't know.
So speaking of death, what was his last #1 hit?
I think it was released. Well, Moody Blue was released after he died. So would it be from that album?
You asked it as a hit, but
yeah, you did say a hit.
We were talking about #1 when we talked about it. The hit #1. His last song.
His last #1 hit. Yeah, his last #1 single.
You just said hit.
Okay.
So his last #1 single.
Okay. Memories?
Suspicious Minds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 1969.
Okay.
Suspicious Minds.
So you're gonna
end this thing with the most important question.
Creme, yeah. So when he did die, how many pounds of poop was in his colon when he died?
No, we don't need to know this. He doesn't want us to know this. Why is this public knowledge?
Because we're all sick and demented.
Yeah, but like even the coroner or whatever, like he had to release, okay, how many pounds?
So if you don't want to answer to this for Gord, I'm okay with that. But
no, I mean, I'm not gonna. I would like you to tell me the answer, but
you think the Grammy number was shocking?
Yeah, I have a feeling this is more than his Grammys.
So all the drugs he was on, he obviously was bound up a lot.
Very constipated, yeah. But like, I don't even know what a normal amount. I couldn't even like.
That's a good point.
I can't even really make an educated guess on this.
That's true. And I wish I could just throw out that a normal person has this in their body.
Right.
But I don't know.
We probably should have done that bit of research.
Yeah, that we could have known to see how much more it was. which is fine, but we should know this, to your point, 100%, but he was backed up. So do you want to make a guess or no? 35 pounds.
Okay. That's how much my dog weighs. Yeah. That's Pop-Tart.
Oh, Pop-Tart.
Wow. I mean, that'll kill you.
It's funny when you Google it, one of the things that comes up on Google is stars that died from constipation. So apparently he's not the only one.
No, I also would have never said that was his cause of death, but I wouldn't mind now saying, like, did you know actually it was constipation?
I did. I don't know that I certainly didn't know that they called it constipation, but.
No, I think it was a factor, but I don't know that was really what did him.
I don't know that it was the end all of end all.
No.
But
he had a heart attack from trying to push is what.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I know you had mentioned, or there was on a podcast you were talking about how when you're going to die in the bathroom was probably the cleanest and on the tile and stuff. He had a carpeted bathroom.
No. See, no.
Are we ruining things for you? Can we stop
I just feel so bad for Ginger and everybody. It's just, and see, Graceland, they don't let you see the bathroom.
That's true.
Yeah.
They don't let you upstairs, probably for that reason. They don't want you to see that there's carpet in the bathroom.
Yeah. You can't go to Prince.
Carpet everywhere.
You can't go in Prince's actual residence either when you go tour that place. So
yeah,
Prince is great, but Graceland's the creme de la creme.
No, I know. I've only got
So let's
carpeted bathroom. That is honestly the biggest tragedy of the whole thing.
Right.
This poor woman has to go do a mic now, and she's gonna be depressed.
No. So let's do this. Can we do a quick? What's our a quick favorite Elvis story that impacted your life? To leave it on a good note because of the down things that we talked about Elvis, because we love him for a reason. Why?
Right.
Why?
I'm gonna have to say, and I've talked about this on a podcast before, but I've met Priscilla.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, we
bonded.
Actually ran into her twice.
Lucky.
So the first time was at the same place both times, but I was getting my hair cut and it was during COVID, so we were wearing masks, and I just saw her and I was like, no way. And so I asked the woman who was doing my hair, I was like, that's not Priscilla Presley. She goes, oh yeah, she comes here like every Friday. I'm like, oh my God. And then she was like, oh, I forgot you love Elvis. And I was like,
holy shit.
So she, my hair stylist went and talked to her hairstylist and was like, Macey's a really big fan and whatever. So she met me. And every day I wear this necklace. It's TCB.
Yes.
And so I showed this to her, and like, there's pictures of us interacting. And she then said, next time you want to go to Graceland, it's on me. So because she was like, has your husband been? And I said, no, because I went when I was little, and then I went with my friends for the Bachelorette. And she goes, well, next time, like, you guys can go and it's on me. And so we went to Graceland. It was a few years later because of the pandemic. But yeah, that's like the coolest thing ever.
That's amazing. And
that's the greatest story.
I'm not telling
I should have gone last.
Story. Yeah, you should have gone last.
Yeah.
That was, I'm not, yeah. Thank you. That was awesome.
No, we got nothing. I wish I had your story.
What am I supposed to say?
I have not seen the movie Priscilla yet. I saw Elvis, which I thought Austin Butler did incredible.
He did. Yeah.
See, okay, I'll watch it. I'm afraid to watch it. I was so afraid of.
That's how I am about Priscilla.
Right, but we talk about it and we know.
So you guys both love them and it's worth watching.
Yes.
Okay. And it was visually. It was just a great movie, as you just talked about, visually.
Yeah.
Priscilla, I have not seen either. My youngest daughter did, and she said she was upset about it because she loves Elvis, and they do turn it a little different. Yeah. So, but she thought that actor did a great job as well, and all of them did a great job in that Priscilla as well.
Something that is interesting about Priscilla is before Lisa Marie passed away, she wrote Sofia Coppola and said, like, please change the script. Like, does not portray my parents. And she was like, well, I'm basing it actually on, this is what your mother thinks. And Lisa Marie was like, my mother doesn't get how this is going to come across, this and that. And I think maybe Sophia, I'm talking about her like I know her, Sophia, but changed a couple things. But I do know that Lisa Marie wasn't happy with it.
Yeah.
Which is funny because when I was texting my daughter and she said I went and saw Priscilla, and I said I sent her like a clip of that that Lisa Marie sent her, so a thing, and then all my daughter came back and was like, they had her killed.
They wanted to make the movie. Wow.
Right. I'm like, hold on, kid.
The Hollywood Mafia had Lisa Marie killed. All right.
Wow.
You heard it here first.
So I thought it was funny, but yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And a blast. You're a lot of fun to talk to, and we could definitely talk Elvis forever and ever. So,
well, I was gonna say I love talking to Elvis with you, but I enjoy talking with you as well.
Yeah,
it is much more.
It is nice though that we had Elvis.
Yeah.
Always nice to have Elvis in common.
Yeah.
And I hope after anybody who watches this will just go out. Yeah, I've heard the name, I've seen him, but just listen to his music, listen to his voice, and just become a fan.
You think we're gonna introduce somebody to Elvis? You're cute.
I think there's some people that
you're cute.
There's some younger people that don't dig into him.
Yeah, I think they're gonna see your T-shirt and be like, "Who's that?"
Right.
I need to know.
Oh yeah, by the way, this is Elvis for people who don't know. Yeah. So.
Not a real mugshot.
No, that's when he visited Nixon in the White House.
Yeah.
Which is they made a movie about that, which is kind of fun. It was fun to watch.
I think I watched that. It was Michael Shannon, right? Yeah. And it was the King Nixon or maybe it was Elvis Nixon. I don't know, something like that.
Right, something like that. But it was a fun watch. If everything in the movie happened, doesn't matter. But Elvis literally showed up to the White House one day and just said, I want to meet Nixon. And they let him in. And they're like, right. Nobody freaking comes into the White House unannounced. But Elvis did.
Yeah.
So
before you go, tell them where they can find you and what's coming up.
Yeah. At Macey Isaacs on everything. It's MACEYISAACS. Both the first and last names are hard to spell. It's not an easy life. And, yeah, I'm on Instagram. I mean, I'm really on it. I'm not on X. I mean, I technically have it.
Yeah.
I think because I had Twitter, but I can't. There's only so much you can do in a day. So, I think Instagram would be the best way though to follow me for sure. And my website is just MaceyIsaacs.com.
And you got
your tour dates on there and stuff.
Obviously tonight's show. We're not going to know about that, but you're going to be at the Netflix as a joke.
Yes. So that's in May. I don't know the dates yet, but it's May 2nd through 12th is the festival. And I'll be performing 2 or 3 times during that. So once I know that, I'll post that.
Awesome. Very cool.
Well, Gretch, that's going to be big.
Cool.
Can't wait. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's been a blast.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Okay. You too.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for listening. The tavern is closed for now, but we'd love to have you back for more fun next time. Seriously though, get your asses out of here.